So that's what I was saying. It's like you beat yourself up for behaving this way, but look at what you have accomplished during the separation, more for yourself. Unfortunately, this could be a bad habit for this collective, as you truly beat your, and not just with this person, maybe you're that person that like goes way down memory lane from other situations, friendships, co-workers, whatever the case is, and it's like you really beat yourself up over something silly that shouldn't be there. And I feel like that has been a big life lesson for you, is you can't change what's already been done. You don't have control of the situation. I got jackass at the bottom of the deck. Like I said, I'm not seeing too much on your person. I think, like I said, so far from what I'm seeing, you're more focused on yourself. That's what I'm saying. You think this person's long gone. So there's not, again, don't make it fit. I'm not seeing too much emotions other than this love, hate, and you think it's just, they're completely gone. Cope. Family right here. You could have also had some family issues during this time of separation. Let me actually do one more for that family. What's this family? And then CX addiction right there. With that funeral, side note, you could have lost during this separation somebody in your family, and that's another reason maybe you went towards this with this coping mechanisms. It's like maybe this poor collective, you went one tower moment after tower moment with that SCX addiction. Sorry, I got to cover it up. It's like, I feel like that's you created your own closure in a way. Maybe you always felt like this, person, they gave you a short-fumed romance full of SCX and fantasy and drama and thrills. I think you're kind of looking at your person like that. It was just like a fling. Like I said, do I think there's still some love here towards this person? I do, but because clearly this person affected you more than you thought it would. Don't make it fit. But that with that family, that could be a big sign for this collective. You could have lost a loved one during this time of separation. Okie dokie. Now, let me get in your person. So let me just kind of see for this oh my gosh, at the bottom of the deck, it's this return of the ghost, ghosted. It could be a true ghosting situation that has happened there. Unable to confront feelings or what they are feeling. Ain't that something? Wants to avoid conflicts, explanation, self-introspection. Convenient to run instead of facing each other's person's reaction. All right, but let me confirm more with this reading. Like I said, as I said, return of the ghost. There's that ghost at the bottom of the deck. So how's this feeling how's this person feeling towards you? Okay, currently. Okay. So I got Aquarius, Scorpio energy. Family ties came up on both ends. There's that Scorpio. And I got self-love and then third-party situation right there. So family. So I said for, on your end, you could have lost a family member. But I feel like for this collective, maybe you are very aware there are some family issues going on, with your person. Maybe that was kind of a big interference right here. 1 second. I think this third-party situation is the family. And I'm going to be honest, like, maybe, I've been tapping into some collectives lately where family's been kind of interference. Maybe this family put some nonsense in your person's ear, kind of saying that you were this or that. They weren't, you weren't good for them. You need to choose yourself. You shouldn't take anybody seriously right now. Maybe you should focus on you, hence with the self-love right there, which I do think that is the case. But with that Aquarius energy, I acted like I didn't care, but I did. I just needed my time and space to think on my own. I didn't want to be tied down by a relationship because I wasn't ready to put in the work. And again, I feel like family was kind of an interference here, but I feel like this is a matter of free will, as also with Scorpio. I'm sorry for accusing you of things you didn't even do. I'm so used to people hurting me. I assumed you were just trying to hurt me too. I should have treated you better. Yeah. That's what I was saying for accusing you of things. I don't think this person ever truly confronted you on this. Like I said, if they did, it was briefly, and that's could have been the ending right there. But I felt like whoever this family ties is going on, I think they put some things in your person's ear. Family ties, let's confirm that. Illusion. My obsessive thinking got the best of me. I allowed my emotions and others to control and dictate my actions towards our connection. I finally understand I need to trust my intuition. They're waking up. You know, as I was saying, I think it was yesterday's reading, I said this person was kind of or not yesterday, but the one before was like waking up. Complete opposite. I think this person's like, wait a minute, I'm in control of my own reality. I think whoever these family or family members are, they really did a good job putting a wall over this person's eyes. Scorpio. And then settling right here. Unsatisfied and feels alone. Ugh. Accepting less than what you deserve, and that doesn't exactly sit right with you. Let me do another one for third-party situation. Denial of connection right there. That's what I'm saying. I think, unfortunately, I am kind of seeing a ghosting situation. I'm going to be honest. I think this person disappeared. That's what I'm saying. I don't even think there was too much confrontation that took place, and if it did, and maybe that is something, you know, go this whole reading, you reflect on the regrets, like, man, I should have handled some better, I should have did this, and you can't control the outcome. Because as bad as and triggering as it sounds, this person clearly made a decision regardless of whatever you were going to say or do. You were never going to change their mind, especially if there was interferences like karmic interferences like this, just saying. But this person has spent a while kind of denying the connection. And again, I think these family members really told your person you're better off. And I don't think it's anything personally that you've done or said. I think they really tried to, again, mold your person to think, well, you're single, go have fun, you're young, you know, whatever the case is, or you don't need to be tied down right now. Self-love. Inner turmoil. I am bounded physically and mentally and spiritually. I feel there's no way out from where I am. I feel imprisoned because of my own doing. I'm trying to fight my inner demons, but it's just so difficult at times with that inner turmoil. They kind of realized over time they weren't really exactly happy being alone. Not that they didn't develop an independence of their own, but it's kind of one of those, like, life without you really hasn't been the same. And then what's this Aquarius energy right here? Inner child healing. That's what I'm saying. Family's a huge interference here. Don't make it fit. I feel like for this collective, you could have a taste that maybe this family didn't approve of the connection, or they kind of put their 2 cents in on a lot of things. Let me just do a few more and then we'll break this whole everything else down. Tumultuous lives. Let's see what's there. We have experienced so many similar things in our lives, and I always thought I was the only one to have had these experiences. I take comfort in knowing you truly understand me. That's what I was saying from part 1. You could have felt like this person took you for granted as far as when it came to their own healing journey, or they kind of leaned on you certain things. Makes me kind of curious that the both of you kind of had similar traumas. Let me actually do one more for that inner child healing. Makes me think. Unawakened. I'm fearful of letting go with what I have and what I know. What you're asking for me is impossible. It makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. That was the tumultuous lives they dealt with. That's what I'm saying. The both of you. One second. My TV just kind of turned on its own. Let me shut it off. One second. I think both of you in your own right, maybe you guys have similar traumas, again, when it comes to family. Maybe you guys have related to certain memories. Maybe certain family members try to control the way you acted, the way you dressed, the way you should believe. But I think the both of you handled it differently. Like I said, I'm seeing from the start, this collective, you've always embodied independence. Makes me kind of curious for this collective if you kind of learn to grow up very, very young. Maybe you got out of the house or your household right when you turned like 17 or 18 years old, and you just kind of learn to grow up from such a young age. You've learned at a very young age to run away, get away from it, where this person, all they've ever known is kind of adapt with it. I think just now, and again, they've been unawakened this whole time up until recently. That's what I'm saying. I think now your person's at a spot they're trying to get away from it. And that's where, like I said from last part, this collective, you could have felt used by this person as far as, again, I feel like two people understand each other. You could have truly had some similar, childhood traumas together, and that's something you both related to each other. Got a notification sign. What kind of mom do you want? It's with this Echo Prayer Resources. there's something maybe to do with the mother figure. Maybe you guys, both of you kind of, or this person, you, whatever the case is. What kind of mom do you want? Oh, man. Maybe you guys have had